Hi everyone, this is Tracy from We Craft at Home. Thank you for joining me. And as you saw in the previous pictures, I am showing you how to do a snow globe card that kind of resembles a tunnel card. So first thing we need is a circle. And I'm also going to use this wiggly circle here. I don't know what else to call it. It's not a scallop. It's kind of wavy, maybe. And we also need this shape here in the polygon section. Okay, so let's get this started. So first things first, I've had a few attempts at this. It's taken me a while to get the sizes right and equal, and for everything to work together properly. So this will fit in a 6x6 envelope when you're done. So first things first, we need 3 circles, and they've all got to be at 4 3/4, which is 4.75. So we will duplicate that. That's our 3 circles. Now this part, if you still like the straight circles, you do it the same way, but using whatever shape you want to use, obviously. I just wanted to do something a little different, so I use these wiggly circles. So you still need 3 of these, but this time they're going to be different sizes to give the tunnel effect. So the first one we want just at 4. The second one we want at 3 1/4 or 3.25. And the last one, although it's quite small, we want it at 2 1/2. And then all these 3, if I just show you quickly, there's a nice even gap around each of them, as you can see. So now each circle has got one of these inside it, and we are going to make sure they're centered, and then we are going to subtract. So now there is nothing in the center. You've got to click on the actual frame. It's like a frame. So that's that one, and we're going to do that for each one. So as you can see, now we've got 3 of the circles that are going to fit together and cause a tunnel effect with a nice picture behind it and some bits that you can add on. So before we carry on further with the welding, what I'm going to do is just show you how to get, if you want a matte layer, now's the time to do it. So we're going to offset inward, and I think an 8 will be a good, 0.08. I think that will be the best one. We want to leave it as it is because we still want the original one. Let's have a look. So that is the inner mat, as you can see. So there's one. And we're just going to do that for the other 2. I think an 08 is nice. If you want it a bit more, you can always change that to 12, which is the next one up. I'll show you what that looks like. It gives you a bit more white, but I do like it to be quite small, so I'm going to leave it as 08. There's our other inner, and then this one, don't know if it will work on an 08. We'll try it because it's quite narrow. Oh no, that's perfect. There we go. So they're my mats. I'm going to group them and hide them while we carry on working with everything else. So now for this, we want it as wide as the circle, which was 4 3/4. But the width we want is just 1 1/2. So I'm going to untick maintain aspect ratio and put that on 1.5. Okay, the best thing to do here, I think, is to use the X and Y. I didn't before and I just went by eye. But I think for you guys, just so you know exactly where you're going, we'll put the X and Y on 0, 0. We'll put this at the top, but we will flip it. Now we know it's 1.5. So what we're going to do, let's see what 1.25 is. If we put the Y at 1.25, that puts the height exactly at 6. And now all we need to do is make sure it's centered. And then we're going to weld. Before we do that, we need to duplicate. So we've got one for each of the circles. So there's one. And then we can flip it back. And now you can see the actual shape. Let's get this one to 0, 0. The 0 is the grey line around the mat, in case you didn't know. And now they're all exactly the same size, and they'll all fit the right way. There we go. So that's all 3 of them. But what we need now is another circle, in case you want a mat for down here. So I am just going to take one of them, it doesn't matter which one you use, and I'm going to duplicate it so that I can use it to get what I need. So you need a circle that is probably, I'd go 5. You need it just a little bit bigger than the circle that's there. And you're going to put it over. And as you can see, it's going to just cut off a tiny little bit of that. Actually, I'm going to move that up a little bit because I think it's too much. You only want a tiny bit cut off. And make sure the circle covers everywhere here. And then we are going to divide, because what we want is this piece here. So we can delete the rest of it, and as you can see, it's just had the bit taken out. And then all we need to do is offset inward. You could do 0.8. We can delete what's there, and there is your piece to go on there. Now you could put, because you could do your sentiment on there, or you just want another mat on there, so you can keep going as well. You can do another mat the same, but don't delete. Do another mat the same, and there you go, you've got 2 mats. So it does work like that. That's probably a better idea actually. And there you have the main parts for your globe and your bottom. Now we need to do, so to make sure that they stand out, we need to use rectangle. It doesn't matter what you use actually, because we're resizing it anyway. So for the main part that's going to go down here, we need it to be, I'm going to untick maintain aspect ratio. We need it to be only 1 inch. Oh no, I've done that the wrong way round, apologies. It would be 3.25, but because you don't want them meeting, I'm going to slice a little bit off. So I'm going to say 3.10, and that one is the one we want 1 inch. Now we need to score, or you can do it on your scoreboard if you don't want to use score lines, the perforation marks. Now the score lines have to be, first one 0.5, make sure this is on the 0, 0, 0.5, using the path tool over here. And now we're going to make sure it's on 0.5 by moving the X. So now it's in place. The second one, we're going up in 3/4 now. So the second one is 1.25, 1.25. Oh, I almost got it spot on there. The next one is at 2, and the last one at 2 3/4. Okay, so that's all the score lines. So now if we grab them all, and then hold shift and click on the box and change to a score line. I use this one, it's further apart so it doesn't tear us. easily as the other ones. And that is what you need. So we're going to group that. That's Control G on your keypad, or layer group. And we want 3 of them because they are to go behind here. Now we just need another one, and this one is if you want to support it up the top as well. If you've got really good card, it does tend to hold pretty well, I'll be honest, but I've done it anyway just in case you'd prefer to have the support at the top as well. You'll see what I mean when we're over at the craft table. So this one needs to be 0.5, so half an inch, and the height, it should be 2.5, but again I'm coming down a bit, so I'm saying 2.4. Now again, let's move them out the way. Again, we're going to take it up to the 0, 0 on the X and Y, and the score lines here will go across this time, so we're following the X. First one is, oh no, it's the Y, sorry. 0.25, so a 1/4 inch. Second one is at 1. Third one is 1.5, and the last one is 2.25. So about here, which is 2.25. Again, grab it all, hold Shift and click on the box because we don't want to change that, and change them all to the third line down score line, or whatever one you prefer to use. I am just going to do one little thing. Okay, so again, group and duplicate twice. Again, you don't have to use these. See how you feel when you get over there. So that is all the main parts to make the snow globe card at 6x6. Again, you can change all this. You can resize it just by, make sure you've got everything, and then the sizes are here, so you can resize it any way you want. It'll all resize. So if you want, say, an 8 inch, you just resize like that and it'll all fit nicely. So there we go. That's what you need to cut out. If you want to add a sentiment to that in writing, you do that now. There's actually what I had a play with. There's not a lot here that that I would use. There's the happy, no, where has it gone? There was a, oh, I think it's a Merry Christmas. There's Merry Christmas. But what I really liked, where's it gone? This winter, I think, is a really nice one. And then if you use text and do wishes, there was a nice font. You know me and my fonts. I do love lots of fonts. Let's try that one. That's it. That's the one I used. Now, let me just go in close. The thing about the fonts, see, they're not joined properly. So what I would do is, first thing I do is weld them. And you can see they've all joined now, where they need to. So, display, actually, let's just go out a little bit. I'll bring the winter down. So obviously winter needs to be a lot smaller. But you could honestly put them together so that they join. Let's see what that looks like. Make sure they're centralized, I think, is the main thing. See what that looks like welded. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so zoom to matte size because we need to fit it in there. So it's going to have to be a lot smaller. Again, make sure that's centralized. Now, if you was going to draw this so you wanted it coloured in, then you have to fill it in. It has to be filled in for the scan and cut to colour it in. And then you change it to draw. Obviously, you can write whatever you want, or use stamps or dies afterwards, whatever you want. But if you wanted to draw, that is how you would do it. Okay, I think that's enough, so I will see you over at the craft table. Hi guys, I'm really sorry. Just to, rather than make a whole video, I just wanted to add one extra thing on. I forgot to tell you about the back of this. So if you, let's grab a circle. And what we need, one that's got nothing in the center. So if we duplicate and put that back, put the circle in the center like that, and weld. Then we've also, so you have 4 panels altogether. Apologies for that, I forgot to tell you to do the back one. So that's that thing. The other thing is, don't dispose of all these, because same as the layers, the leftovers we can use to make another card. I've done it, so don't dispose of anything, and I can show you how easy it is to do. I'm just thinking, apologies, I think they're bigger, aren't they? Yeah. So if you want to do like I done, where I made another card out of the set of circles. Okay, so if you want mats on the circles, these ones are too big. You can see they go over, not under. So if you want mats for the circles that are left, if you're like me making another card, what you need to do is offset, and you want outward. But what you want to do is click this box down here that says create an offset line only around the outer edge. If I click it, you can see the middle pink lines have gone. If I unclick it, they're back. That's what we need. Click OK, and we've got the inner line there. If we take it out, I'm spreading this out too much. So that's the offset, and we are going to divide, and then all we want is this bit. So you can see it's an inner bit, and then we need to get rid of that. And this inner bit we are going to cut out with the pattern paper that's the mat. You're going to put it together and cut it out together so you're not wasting anything. So we'll do that again so I can show you. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So that's all the mats. So the pattern paper that you want on top of the white card. And these ones on the inside, there'll be mats for the bits that are left over, and we are going to make another card with that. Okay, I'll see you over there. Okay, as you can see, I'm over at the craft table. Just move the glue out the way, and these are all the parts. So I've already stuck the backgrounds down. This is the front one because it's the biggest hole, and I've stuck down the background of that. I've got the actual words right here. The only thing I did forget to tell you, and I do apologise, for the circle of the background, if you want a backing piece, it needs to be 4.5 inches, because the circle is 4 3/4, and we always go down in 1/4 inches. Okay, so I've laid it all out like this because I just want you to see how much you can get out of just cutting just the globe. So this is the bits for the globe, and these are the pieces that are going to make it stand out, that also fold flat. These are the bits that have come out, and like I told you, if you want a map for them, how to cut that out as well. So that's them three. But we also have these left, which are from cutting out this mat and this mat, and it's the leftover from that. Actually, if I put them together first. So we have these two that were together, and then this was the piece in the middle that's left over. So we also have that, and I also came up with an idea for that as well. So we are going to make 3 cards just out of cutting the bits for the globe. There's a little bit extra, like the card for this and some bits for this, but mainly it is 3 cards out of this. Now for the extras, for the globe, I'm using penguins. Not so great as colouring as I used to be. My hands don't work as well. But they're my little penguins. Where's the baby? And I've also cut out a die I had of an igloo. And this saying, I'm going to show you the stamp set in a minute. It's penguining to look a lot like Christmas. So the set I've used, it's called Adventures in Ink. Sorry, I've got them both together. And it's this set right here. I got it from Craft Stash, but I loved it. I mean, it's just so cool, I think. And I have a friend who loves penguins, so this card is going to be for her. So you've got, it's penguining to look a lot like Christmas. You are my penguin. Baby, it's cold outside. To someone really cool. Have a nice Christmas. An ice Christmas. I should have said that a bit slower. But the penguins are so cute in it. So that is what I'll be using for the globe. For these bits, I've used a similar set. This one I found hilarious, but I love it still. So it's the same make. It came in a set, but these are the piggies. And they're just as hilarious. Merry Pigmas, Happy Pigging Christmas, Pigs in Blankets, and look, there's a pig in a blanket, so I love that one. Time to Pig Out, and Christmas Time, Mistletoe and Swine. So I'm using that as well. They're down here. I've already coloured them in. And that's for that. And then for this one, I've already pre-cut out. I went back and cut out the shapes in vellum. So they're each going to be covered in vellum, and then you'll see what I do after that. I think that's it. Oh, for this one, I have used, so I have a lot of quirky bird designs. I don't know if any of you have any of them. And this was a Christmas one I had, and I'd never opened it. That's really bad, isn't it? And like I said, I'm determined to use everything I've got. So this is like a sweet treats, and it came with a backing paper. So you get backing papers as well. And the backing paper was also a sweet house. So I thought I would combine the two. There was also some foliage. I thought that might go nice as well. So I'll be using that also in the third card. And that's all the bits there. I've already printed out and cut out and ready to go. So let's start with the globe. I'll just put these to the side and I'll be back. Okay, so the way these are going to go, they're going to stack on top of each other. so that you get that effect. Now, so that it's a better effect, we're going to put these in between here like this, and they'll stand out more, but they'll also fold flat. And I've done it so that when they're folded flat, because as you fold flat, they'll each go to the side a little bit, they'll still fit in the same card, the same envelope, excuse me. So what we need to do first is do them all mounting folds, and you'll see there is a different size difference on the ends, and that's so that when we put it together they don't overlap. They will just be like this. So get my glue, we'll stick it together first and then we'll add all the bits afterwards. Right, let me go through this slowly. We'll start at the back, I think that's easier. The bit you want to glue, if you look at it, is the whole piece opposite these two. So it's right in the middle. Now, I have no way of making sure it's right in the middle unless you want to measure it out and mark, which I haven't done. I am just going to try my best. And then you want to make sure that all the rest of it goes the same way. So we're going to fold that way, bring that one over, now that's something I didn't check, it's still a tad over, so I'm just going to slice a bit off. I mean, you can just do that if it's easier. So you're going to fold this bit over, and then you're going to glue these two tabs here, and you're going to stick this one to it. Okay, so the best way I found is to go upside down and make sure you're going in the middle, but you want these two to meet. It is tricky because you want them all to be, you could do it like this, but there's no guarantee you're getting it straight. It's easier to do it flat. Like that, just making sure that the ends line up together. And then you can check if you open it out. Obviously give it time to dry, but when you open it out it will all fit nicely together. Okay, and then we move on to the next one. So what you're left with is this, and then once you've left it to dry, you can bring each piece out . There we go. So that you've got that. See if I can do it from down ways. You can see that. Now you can see it does stand on its own when it's straight up. Because I've used 300 GSM, it does stand on its own. But I've done these extra strips so that if you wanted to make sure it stays that way, we're going to stick so the same thing Make sure it's totally flat before you put it down so that it's stuck together in the same place. Okay, so there are your 3 parts and the 3 parts down below, and that is holding the card so that it is a nice tunnel card now, and it still folds flat and goes in a 6x6 envelope for this size. So what I need to do now is make sure that my igloo, when I glue it down, I want to make sure it's in the center of the picture. So I'm going to glue it flat. I think the point is having flat cards. I've cut it out a glitter card so it's nice and glittery. And I am just going to stand this up so I can see exactly where I'm putting it, because I want it seen. Actually, I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. Because I want this up there as well. I have the main sentiment sitting at the front on the globe stand. I'm just going to lift that up a little bit to fit this down. And then I want my little baby ice skating near the... Okay, so now we've got to work out where we want the other penguins. There's my... I've done that in Sakura pens, so you can see it glistens. It just says Winter Wonderland. And that is the only thing I'm putting on pads. So that's going to go there. And then I've got lots of penguins that I've got to sort out. So I'm just going to stick them all where I want them to go. So there you have it. That's how it will look standing up. You can see the igloo at the back and all the penguins as you go backwards. And that's the cute version of that. I'll show you. I also done, as this is my practice one, I've done a nativity one, and I used a Hunky Dory Star is Born pad. And there we go. So the actual nativity scene is in the back, and there we got the shepherd, there we got the 3 wise men, and there we got Mary and Joseph. So you can see, and I've stamped on there, following yonder star. So that's a different way of putting it as well. Same thing, just a different way of putting it. So they're the 2 globes. Very simple to put together, really. Then I have so I got a 6x6 card. I cut it down a little bit and I rounded the corners because obviously we've got a lot of circle shapes, so I rounded the corners to go with that. Now for these, because it's just straight onto a card, I'm going to use some pads to stick them down. So what I'm going to do, I've just used an ordinary square card here. I'll show you the one I've done previously. So what we're going to do is make sure it lines up with the bottom. So it's going down in parts like that. Again, we're not doing centre, we're lining up at the bottom. I mean, you can do centrally if you want. You can do them any order you like, wiggle them around a bit or whatever. So I've got that now, and then all I'm going to do is rearrange these. I want this one poking out from the back like that. Doesn't matter if it's a bit over because I went quite short that way. So I'm going to do that one first so I know it's in the right place, because I've tried to centre it there. And then I'm just going to work out which pig goes where. I know I want this one with the celebration. I want him right in the centre. And there we've got a nice little, okay, so it's pigs. You could use whatever you wanted. I love this set, and again, I never got to use it last year when I bought it, but very simple, but love that card as well. And the other way I've done that was with a circle card I made, and I had these Duflex wolves, which I just adored, and I got them from Pinflair. Now what I also want to do is fit that in, but I've gone too big with it, so I need to do it a bit smaller, but be like Winter Wishes there. And that's a similar card, but I've used a tattered circle there as well, so you can see how different they are just by changing the shape of the card. So that's them cards. And then as I was cutting it out, I was thinking, do you know what? We have still got these left that we can use. Now, I'm not going to lie, I didn't think about it with the when I was doing the wolf, and I actually ended up chucking the circles of these. Okay, so like I said, I've used a backing sheet from the Quirky Bird, and I have also used a lot of the dies. So all I was thinking, so that you could still see the background, it would be nice just to make up a little display, whichever way you want to do it. Then one could have a sentiment and the others can have like all these that go with, for me it goes with it. Let's just tip it out because I've got loads. So there's loads here. So we do like sweets and cookies. Oh, I've got another lolly there. So we could do them together like that. yeah, well, I'll play around with it, but that's the idea. So you get lots of different ideas from one card. So this is just from cutting one of the globes out, the leftovers I've made another 2 cards out of. Yes, I've added the vellum, I've added another card and backing paper, but the mainstay of it is just leftovers from the globe. So I hope that inspires you all. There we go, that's how it will look. And I hope it's been helpful, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.